A girl's voice trembling with a cryptic kind of terror lists a series of nonsensical words. Poor Frisco, the pin, tug, the brick. A black Mustang screams past a payphone. Then, the dial tone. In the first 3 minutes of Rian Johnson's Brick, we aren't just given a mystery. We are submerged in a specific, pressurized reality. There is a teenage girl's body in a drainage tunnel, the protagonist with glasses kneeling beside her, and a sense that every word spoken in this world has already been rehearsed for survival. We're here to look at how Brick constructs its own self-contained ecosystem, one with rigid rules, coded language, and invisible borders. In this world, power isn't enforced by age or authority, but by access, reputation, and information. Brendan Fry is a character defined by his posture. He's perpetually hunched, hands shoved deep into his pockets, eyes scanning the perimeter. He is an island, not just socially, but emotionally. Brendan has severed himself from warmth, from community, from anything that might slow him down. He doesn't belong to any group. He doesn't answer to any hierarchy. The film utilizes the physical space of the high school to reinforce a sense of crushing isolation. Notice how often the camera stays at eye level or lower, making the suburban sprawl feel like a labyrinth. The characters rarely exist in safe spaces. They meet on football fields that look like deserts, or behind dumpsters, or totally empty parking lots. Spaces where echoes replace witnesses, and nothing feels accidental. The adult world is almost entirely erased. When a vice principal appears, he isn't a paternal figure, he's an adversary in a power negotiation. By stripping away the traditional safety nets of teenage life, the film forces its characters into a vacuum. In this vacuum, a missing girl isn't just a police matter, it's a collapse of the social order that Brendan feels personally responsible for rebuilding. The most striking element of Brick is the slang. It's easy to get lost in the rhythmic staccato delivery, but pay attention to why they speak this way. The dialogue isn't meant to be realistic, it's meant to be functional. In Brendan's world, information is the only currency that matters. To speak plainly is to be vulnerable. By using this dense, stylized jargon, the characters create a barrier between their internal emotions and their external objectives. Brendan uses language as a scalpel. He cuts through the front of characters like Tug by out-talking them, using his intellect to bridge the gap where his physical strength fails. The tragedy of the film is that Emily, the girl at the center of the storm, tried to speak a different language, a softer one, and she was crushed by the gears of the machine Brendan is so adept at operating. The hierarchy of the film's underworld is fascinating. You have the Pin, an old soul in a young body, wearing all black, eating a cookie in his mother's kitchen, yet carrying the gravitas of a kingpin. Then you have Tug, the muscle, the loose cannon, the personification of raw, unchanneled trauma. The tension in the second half of the film comes from the friction between these two types of power, the Pin's calculated control and Tug's volatile desperation. Brendan enters this ecosystem not as a hero, but as a ghost. He has nothing left to lose, which makes him the most dangerous element in the room. The film excels at making the mundane feel menacing. It treats a basement meeting with the same severity as a high-stakes summit, because for these characters, this is the entire world. There is nothing beyond the city limits. The resolution of Brick isn't a victory, it's an accounting. Brendan finds the truth, but the truth is a cold comfort. The brick of the title, the physical object, is just a catalyst. The real story is the web of betrayals that led to Emily's death. Every conversation Brendan pushed, every line he crossed, every silence he exploited, it all adds up to something heavier than closure. By the film's final moments, Brendan is back where he started, alone. The sun is out, the school day is beginning, and the chaos has been tucked away behind the lockers once more.
Rian Johnson leaves us with a protagonist who has won, but his only prize is the heavy, silent knowledge of what it cost to get there. Brick isn't just a mystery about a girl or a drug deal. It's a study of the textures of grief, the weight of words, and the jagged edges of a world where being smart is the only way to stay alive, and even then, only barely.